you basically took on all of their quests that they were suggesting, but I think the one that sort of stuck in the most with you was the idea of Markham's deputizing of you all for the next 3 weeks to try and find out more about the giant threat, or
we had
maybe
like a plan.
you just wanted the tour of 10 towns, one of the two, on that front. But at the moment, you left Brimshander and you headed to Targos, and it was there that extra info was found out after a Nat 20 of info on Artist Simba and possible links to some people in Waterdeep. The links that the guy said was that he believed that there was a Jarl Stolvold in Waterdeep that and his family that had links with Artist Simba on that front, and so that's the main extra piece of info you managed to gather on that one.
And of course we got that terrible ring information.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the really shitty ring. Yeah.
It's
like all this fuss over
the worthless trinket that is on that front.
These foolish frost giants.
Yes. Then we left the last session, with you leaving from Targos, I believe, or just about to leave from Targos, and head towards Caer Dineval. So yeah, you had basically started on the road back towards Brimshander and then onwards. So I imagine we're starting the session maybe half a day later, after returning back through Brimshander and then heading back down the east way again.
Yeah, I guess. So basically we're just going to these towns and warning them about frost giants, right? That's like the main goal.
Right. That is the main goal.
Okay.
Find out any info that you can about
see what happens
and things like that. Yeah, on that front, and see everything. And when you were actually up at Targos, it seemed like there was no activity that way at all. From what you
reminds me, because you said the giants retreated in some direction. Did they go south or north?
South.
They went south.
I assume they went sort of that way. Did they down the?
Yeah, they were heading. You think they were heading back towards the coast, from what you can tell, which would be heading back down.
Because I think our aims were go to each town, warn them, see what we can find out, but primarily try and get to the dwarves.
Yeah, that was right. And then we're going to work our way down, won't we? Try and send
to Luskan. Hopefully everything just sorts itself out.
Yep.
I wouldn't rely on Sigurd to be your dwarf ambassador, mind, but
I
don't know. I mean, you know dwarvish. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but they don't take kindly to the half breeds.
I mean, can you just like stand on your knees or something?
Stand on my knees. I'm still.
Well, how tall is Sigurd? Because Roscoe was like 3'1".
He's 5'1". He's like 1 inch taller than a tall dwarf.
You're 1 inch taller than Roscoe. I think you can get away with it.
But you're the tallest dwarf there ever was, right?
Yeah. Well, in his universe.
Yes, yeah, where he was from. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So sorry, on this main map then, guys, I've added in most of the extra things that you've had sort of comments about. So obviously you know that the dwarves are at Ironmaster. So yeah, you do think that's where you're trying to end up going down the rivers back that way.
It looks like there's a nice river that goes right in there.
Yes, yeah, it does. So you're almost on the coast when you get back. You've also had info about Huddlestone. I believe, I think it might have been Belladora was asking for that.
Is that at Fireshear?
No, Fireshear's on the coast. No, but Huddlestone was definitely Belladora's quest, and yes, she did think you should head down that way and make contact with the gnome. Yeah, Thrip Ironbottom.
Thrip. I put Sim. That's how much I was.
Well, seeing how things go, we could do that after Ironmaster. I guess it'll just be something like this, like after we deal with all this 10 town stuff, we just go on a boat, head to Ironmaster, go back up to Huddlestone, and back down to Luskan.
We might even have Conrad by then.
Yeah, we might.
Actually, in fact, I don't even think we're going to get anywhere near that tonight.
Oh, probably not, no.
Of course not.
One can dream.
There'd be like one fight with like 4 frost giants again.
Oh, no. But anyway,
All
I mean,
right.
yeah, we'll moving you on. You've been heading down the east way for, I'm going to say, getting on for a half a day. So this is the coldest any of you, except maybe Vessa, have ever been in your lives at this point. Luckily, you do have some warm weather gear, so you're not freezing to death. But it's been a struggle. It's certainly been a fair bit of snow and a blizzard over the part of this day. And yeah, you find yourself getting towards the first evening out, literally on the road in the snow. So it's what you're thinking of doing. You've had no contact with anyone on the road. You can barely make out where the path is right now, but you know you're roughly heading in the right direction. But yeah, it's thick snow and it's getting worse at the moment. What would you like to do?
Thick snow. I can just keep like firebolting the path in front of me, but I feel like that's kind of like useless.
he's trying to melt a little bit,
like unlimited, but
yeah, I just feel like I'm constantly using prestidigitation to just like warm myself up.
Yeah, trying to maintain a little bit of heat, but yeah,
Sigurd looks over you and he's like, "Why aren't you so cold like us?"
Vessa, yeah, is literally unfazed by this in any form. He seems very, very at home on that one, and probably over and above the rest of you has a much better idea of where you're going. But let's prove that, shall we? See if he's still keeping you guys on the path. Okay, so I think that's going to be a survival check. Let's see. Yeah, he's
nice.
Well confident and leading up front on that front. I think I roll better for him than Conrad does.
Yeah.
So,
he's like carrying us on his shoulders.
Yeah, the big burly guy at the front, keeping the snows off you. But yeah, you're it's starting to wane in light now, and you're actually at the point where you've got to make some sort of a choice as to what you're going to do. You can see that there is some bits of forest not too far off from the east way. But yeah, it's just a matter of it's been slow going. You've not made the mileage you may have done if you were down south. But here it's been a struggle.
I was Malchior and had my tiny hut.
Rita suggests that we camp under Vessa.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, with a survival check like that, he can certainly be getting some camping materials together to make your life a little easier.
Does Vessa know how to make an igloo by any chance or anything?
Oh, I think with a well, he's certainly from around here, so he would know some of the tricks. Yeah, he probably would be suggesting that you use some of the nearby trees just to give you something on that front, and trying to build a little space for a fire. But yeah, with all the tricks that you guys have for making fire, I don't think that would be an issue to actually.
Well, I got some oil as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we're good on the fire front.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
So with a bit of not the greatest dried wood and things like that, but you've managed to find enough scraps together to keep a fire going between you all. And yeah, you're setting in for the evening on that front. Who wants? Is anyone going to be on watch overnight, or is it just see how it goes? What would you like to be doing for your evenings?
This watch, if you like.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then who would be second watch?
Rita can take that.
Okay.
I'll take the last watch.
Done. No problem.
I assume Briggs and Vessa just immediately power down for the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. You snooze, you lose. Yes, on that front. Okay, so Sigurd, yeah. So you're on first watch. I need you to roll the old. We haven't done this in a while. Roll the old D12.
Oh, D12.
See if you remember the 11 and a 12 are.
Yeah, I was gonna just
happens.
like, yeah, I've got really good perception, and then I was like, oh no.
Us in our mansion.
6.
Yeah, so your time passes with no issues at all. You can hear you can feel the snow is starting to actually drop off now as well, so it's not as bad as it previously was. Yes, and then Rita, your turn through the evening. Roll the d12. Again, nice and clear. No worries during your period of the night. And as the cold sets in ever more, but yes, you managed to get through without an issue. And eventually, time to wake Bigby up for his turn of the night, the last watch. And then Bigby, roll the old d12 and see where we're at.
I assume Bigby gets woken up by Rita and is like pretty hopeful. And just immediately just gets shut down.
It's too cold for anything.
I really do want. Oh, you're going back to sleep. Okay. 12.
Okay, no.
Nice.
The worst one, isn't it?
We haven't had any encounters whilst camping throughout Curse of Strahd. This is unwelcome.
We did have two during Curse of Strahd.
Encounter we had was the
amount of times that you guys rolled it, and I was just like.
No, we had a white, remember? And then we
had.
I've had a white
barricaded.
Okay. I mean, I've played games of D&D before this where it's basically every night there's going to be an encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the randomness of having something. I would just wish it would happen more often.
I played Horde of the Dragon Queen once where our DM did every encounter possible.
But James,
which was rough.
That's.
But James, I would imagine basically as I'm taking my watch, I'm basically just looking through my owl's eyes as I fly overhead.
Sure, no, that's absolutely fine on that front. Make a perception check with the owl.
That's a 10.
That's 10. Okay, yeah, no. So, you don't spot anything for quite a while until you can actually hear the sound of large flapping, literally almost passing overhead. And what you see is that.
Oh, can we not?
A white dragon.
White dragon. It's high, but you do see it passing overhead at the moment. What would you like to do?
Well, I believe that I can't really snuff out the fire. I don't mind. That'd be. Again, remember what I was saying in chat? There have been times where I've wished that I had minor illusion or something.
Yeah. Oh, is this one?
This is one of them because I could just create something to go on top of the fire to kind of snuff it out, but not really snuff it out.
Yeah, but not really.
No, I can't. I can't.
Had minor illusion.
But no, I can't do that. I can't do that right now. So.
Well, at the moment, it's technically just you on your own, and the others are.
You could always just throw some snow in it.
Can I make a kind of insight check or something to look at the? Is the dragon just ignoring me, just carrying on forever, wherever it goes?
That's a tough one. With a 10 on the perception, I'm not sure you would know. So it's kind of you're unsure at this point, but it's certainly made a beeline in the direction of the fire.
Okay, then I guess I better use prestidigitation to snuff out the fire.
Okay, yep. So the actual snow fire goes dark at that moment in time.
I put my goggles on. Am I awake?
You're asleep.
You're asleep. You're asleep technically.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine then.
Are you maybe a stealth check to see how well all this has gone to try and mask you're there? I guess maybe. I suppose the fires, I think, but this is quick reactions from Bigby on that front to actually pull some of that off. But it was coming down lower as it was passing across. But you do see the wings and the underbelly as it passes overhead. Not way close, but closer enough that Bigby can make one more perception check as it's
shoot it with a fireball.
I imagine right now I'm no longer looking through my owl, seeing as I just cast prestidigitation.
No, I think you're.
So this is just
with
my zero. This is my zero perception.
It can still convey to you what's going
13,
on.
okay, yeah, not too bad. You, as it does fly overhead, you do spot what looks to be maybe some leather or some straps, maybe around the body, maybe up round towards the neck, and there. But you get hints of that, maybe a glint off the metal, and then it swoops directly over and starts to pass off, and then it starts to bank back towards the what you know to be the large mountain back in the far distance.
Okay, so at this moment I go back into my owl, and I wait for it to be pretty far away.
It's moments and moments passing as it actually goes, but as it's getting further away, you do actually see it tuck its wings in and go for a dive bomb, but not where you guys currently are, but it looks to be going for something further down the road that it's actually going to try and pick up, from what you can tell from what your owl is seeing from above.
Okay.
And then off into it picked up some sort of lump, and then is starting to go off back towards the mountains.
But it's still like the middle of the night.
It is still it's early, but you've still got most of your watch as that goes on.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure it's like long gone at this point.
Yeah, it's certainly. If we're back on the map here, so you guys were probably getting close towards where the actual turn-off is, but it's heading back towards the Dwarven Valley and then back towards Kelvin's Cairn. From what
Alright, at this point, prestidigitation, the fire, put that back on, and I just tend to that bit.
No problem.
After I'm done tending to it, back into the
like imagine Big B is just not going to tell us about this at all. Or there was a white dragon, but I killed it, so it's fine.
Maybe.
Just like anything happened during the night? Nope, nothing.
Nothing. All good. Yeah, the rest of the night passes without incident, and you find yourself fresh for the morning. On obviously Big B last on watch. We're waiting there as you guys, the rest of you, begin to wake for the next day.
Okay, so Rita wakes up to Big B currently in his owl, like just spooning up against her.
Oh my god!
Like my eyes glazed over, but I'm like spooning.
Oh my god!
I
hope to God.
And Big B gets several snowballs in the face.
Son of a...
Wow! Like number 4 briefly dive bombs and has to correct itself as I leave its body.
And then it says next time it's going to be a firebolt.
This is an interesting time to drop in.
Hello, Seb.
Seb, what do you think
to
is
the
happening?
spooning, yes.
Hey, it's the best way to stay warm.
I mean, it is pretty snowy.
Everyone's just literally waking up for the second day. The difference here now is that the snow and the blizzard is gone, and it's a perfectly clear, bright blue day now. So much easier going than what you saw the day before.
Still
almost bright, with the large mountain off in the distance, obviously way over to one side at the moment.
Oh, Briggs, here's 2 gold. Yesterday.
Okay.
But it's today now. Why didn't you give him 4?
Because he just got here, and I might as well tell him when he can out of himself.
Edit.
So yeah, you wake. Vesa is making some breakfast or some bits with his survival that was so good. So he's obviously been doing okay on that front, and has managed to get some bits together. And you have some breakfast on that front. Would Big B be saying anything, or would he keep completely quiet about what happened?
Might as well try for the novelty. Like, caught a white dragon last night. Had a rider. He wasn't too happy.
Sure you did.
So
And I saw some fairies.
Let's see if you believe me or not. Hold on.
Like, I can't believe that you'd ever even deceive anyone with that. Even with a natural 20, like, what was it? That's a 30 for you or something stupid like that?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Oh, like a DC 25 thing is like what, impossible?
Yeah. So what I think is I add my 2 rolls together, and that is my outcome.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me, yeah.
Oh no, you guys.
It's
But
tough.
you guys like, you think I might be exaggerating, but at the same time, you're probably like, because you don't have to think, like, you can think that I'm lying and still exaggerating, but you probably still believe that there was at least a white dragon.
I think it was like a dev, and you shot down a dev. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I didn't shoot.
It's
I didn't
missing,
shoot it
it's
down.
missing
With the
some
tiny
obvious
white
evidence, which might be the only, which would be the downside.
Briggs is just listening enthralled by the wonderful stories of Bigby.
Anyway, should we carry on to Dinaval?
Care Dinaval, yes, yeah, you can still carry on making your way on that front, and yeah, another half day starts to pass on the road. No real issues, but it's maybe 2 or 3 hours into your travel for that day, you do see what look to be a group of humanoids or humans off in the distance, coming down the same piece of road, coming from the opposite direction.
Well, Vesa has...
I wouldn't talk to people as I passed them.
Well, Vesa is, I think it's something Vesa would do.
Yeah,
He has thaumaturgy, I assume. He just, as soon as he sees him, he says, like, just using thaumaturgy to shout out. Like, how far away are they from us?
You've got to do his voice as well.
Couple of hundred feet. Getting closer as time goes on. It's obvious they've spotted you on the road now, and you've spotted them.
How many of them are there?
Looks like a group of maybe 10 or so people, from what you can see.
Yeah, we can.
Hard to make anything more out of them, but they're heavily covered in skins from what you can tell.
Well, Vesa would just suddenly say, "All right, parlay."
And yeah, they
using this is thaumaturgy, so like it's really shouting out towards them.
Yeah, on that one. Yeah, they stop for a moment and then continue coming forward. I think maybe just surprised by the spell, but yeah, you see one of them, slightly larger build guy with a grizzled beard, comes forward and just literally nods in your direction. He says, "Just passing through on the road, guys. How things?"
Be careful.
Insight check.
Bryn Shander was just attacked by frost giants.
He said, "Oh, frost giants this far down? That's unusual." Might explain some of the tracks we saw the other day, but
You saw tracks?
Where do you see those tracks?
A few miles back, looked fairly large from what we can see. A couple of strange things going on lately with that and with the tremors. That was odd.
Where'd you come from?
We're actually from further down the Red Run. We're actually going to make our way back to Duggan's Hole. One of our boats had a problem, so we're overlanding it on that front.
So
you can see they've got like large skins and hides with them. It looks like they're trappers or something along those lines, from what you can see.
So we're currently here by this kind of fork in the road.
You've kind of just passed the fork now and are making your way towards that to your first stop on that front, which will be Caer Dineval. Yes.
Bryn Shander may have been attacked, but it held out in defense against the frost giants. It could really use some more people like yourselves who can hunt the land to go and bolster it temporarily. I'm sure you'll be compensated by the government there.
Okay, yeah, make a persuasion check to see how you do.
That's persuasion with Vesa.
Ah, okay.
Because I'm doing my Vesa voice.
I did not. Yeah, there we go. Hold on, persuasion with.
So roll persuasion from it, because I feel like he'd want people to go to Bryn Shander. It's kind of walled. It's kind of safe. Yeah, not very good.
But yeah, it just as with always with him, he muddies his words, and it doesn't. He doesn't quite get through to them. But they're like, well, Well, I hope you do well on your travels. But yeah, we're on our way home.
Also,
Good luck.
did you say something about tremors?
Yeah, they were a few hours back. Some strange tremors in the ground. We didn't figure out what it was.
Do they look capable, or are they like what's their group's composition?
Yeah, make an insight check on them, or probably a perception or an insight on that one, whichever way you want to go.
Yeah. So insight is probably written, right?
Yeah, they seem fairly good. It's hard to say exactly how well they've done. They've certainly got enough hides and skins and things like that on them that they're carrying back. They've got to be worth a few gold at least. So they've obviously done fairly well in this barren landscape. You would know that much from what you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna say to them, well, if you ever need a job, and then I'm gonna give him one of my business cards.
Keep on handing out to the mercenary company, and they're like, there's gold in it. Interesting. Okay. They ask a few questions about how they could get in contact, and
yeah,
you're gonna go miles and miles and miles away.
You gotta go miles and miles to the south towards a little town where you...
But by post, they could possibly, talk to Rosie on the post service. It would take a while, but they pass by at that point without incident. They're not, they weren't unpleasant to you all, but they do tell you roughly where they felt the tremors, and also roughly where these footprints or tracks were. Originally, but they begin to start heading back on their way, and you're free to carry on down the road for a few more hours. But I think you've got a choice now. You know that these tremors and things that they were talking about were a little off the road, but not dramatically. And see where there's like these mounds here. As you're getting close towards Caer Dineval on the map, you know that it's around that area that was going on. Whether that piques any interest or not,
investigate that. If that's
I'm sure we can take a small detour over there.
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
So you head in the direction that they've actually been saying about, and I need you to make who's sort of leading this, possibly Vessa or who else?
I imagine Vessa is like just clearing a road for forward. Mr. Plow.
Snow plow, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if he's what he spots on that front. So
I'm Mr. Plow. That's my name, Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow. And okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so definitely can't seem to figure out where the tracks were leading. That kind of gets a little bit out of whack for him, but does perceive where he senses these tremors are fairly close by, and he actually halts you all at one point, and you can feel it in the ground, like these low tremors. Like, I don't know if anyone has actually been through that, but yeah,
I use my staff.
I use my staff to
shaking. I use my staff to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, you have no problem on that front. But yeah, you can sense it under your feet. Just a very subtle thing. Can someone else make a perception check? Who would be Sigurd? You already said you were going to be more into the investigation, whether or not you can lead the party in the right direction or not.
There you go, I guess.
You
can't
not
see anything past Vessa. That's the problem. I'm just like, there's like snow either side of me, and there's
try taking 5 steps to the right. You might be able to see something then.
I do that. Can I roll another perception?
No, but you do take the 5 steps to the right, and you suddenly realise that the snow underfoot is wet, slightly more, as something starts to come out of the ground as you actually make that perception. And we will be rolling initiative in a second. I think you're all sort of roughly in amongst this, but Sigurd has ended up over here on this slightly rougher ground.
All right.
Something.
Maybe I'll roll really good initiative.
Sigurd, yeah. So this thing, it comes rearing out of the ground under your feet. So it's just going to catch you.
I didn't even see that because I was at the top here. So.
So yeah, this whatever this thing comes boiling out of the ground, and it takes a swipe at you as you come in, and fails on an attack, and completely you manage to dodge to one side as this thing comes barreling out.
What did it roll? Like terrible.
It critted. It crit failed. Sorry, it went the other way.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a bad history with crits against me, so.
I know, shit. I can't. I recognize these guys, but I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Ramirez.
Yeah.
Ramirez.
We're in Highlander again. There can be only one of these. Okay, right, Bigby. Yeah, round to your turn. This thing has come rearing out. Sigurd has been missed by it, but yeah, you're free to move as you want.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna throw a first level magic missile at this guy.
Okay, yeah, go for
Just
it.
to see what happens. Because I'm like, it's just one, we can handle it.
Yep, no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, 11, and yeah, it definitely hits, and yeah, you see it get absorbed into the body, and you do think it impacted okay.
Alrighty, and I already did mage armor earlier, so
you did, yeah, you're already already ahead on that one.
I have my 15 extra hit points. Nice. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, no problem. And then on to Rita.
Rita's gonna move over to there and then throw a firebolt at it.
Okay, go for it. 22 would hit, absolutely. And yeah, as the fire actually hits this creature, it seems to sort of billow around it, and you don't think it's as effective as you would hope. And yeah, anything else on Rita's turn?
Yes, actually, gonna cast second level spell Shadow Blade. So,
what does this do?
Blade of Shadow essentially appears in my hand, and I'm gonna be using that next turn. But for the meantime, I'm gonna.
Right. Okay. So this is the first time any of them have seen this, haven't they? So this dark shadowy blade appears in Rita's hands. And,
I'm a bit busy.
Sigurd, your turn.
That's a fun spell.
So I attack it, and then I'll dash over here.
Okay, yeah. You swing out at it, but have no luck, not being able to return the attack on it. But it just ducks out the way slightly and hisses back towards you on that front. Okay, this thing is going to move up.
Well, Vesser has pretty good AC, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's not done anything, but he is the biggest target this thing can see, and maybe Vesser recognises what this thing is a bit more, and is shouting out a little bit. And yeah, it goes in for an attack on him. So a 22 to hit. So it does definitely hit on that one.
Okay, Vesser is going to use his Chord's Rebuke.
Okay.
So we need this thing to make a dex saving throw against a DC, I believe, of 15.
Okay, dex save. It crits. Okay.
Okay. Does it take half damage or? Okay, so I've got to roll 2d8 as Vesser. So it takes half of 9 damage. It takes 4 thunder damage.
4 thunder damage. Okay.
And Vesser takes a shit ton of HP. A shit ton of damage.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and
Doesn't
speaking of that, it is Vesser's turn. Sorry, Rita.
Doesn't he have something that maxes out thunder or lightning damage?
He
Does.
does. He has his channel divinity. He can do that once per turn. So he could just do that now, or he could
Okay, yeah.
do something else. Well, let's see what he does. Spell weapon. So
You
he
can
has
max it, you
spiritual
could
weapon.
max it out, but it would still be halved. So maybe save it might be what you would be thinking.
Well,
I
he-
don't know.
Yeah, probably.
That depends. That depends on the save. But he is also looking pretty bad right now. Yeah, we'll just throw out a full damage shatter his way using his channel divinity.
Okay. And so another dex save on this thing.
So it's a DC 15, and he takes 24 damage on a failed
That's
save.
Constitution this time. Okay.
Constitution, yeah.
So yeah, does save against it.
He takes 12. The thing takes 12 damage.
Okay.
And Vesser is now down to 2 spell slots.
Okay. So yeah, end of Vesser's turn there. He's done. He could do a bonus, could he? Or has he got? Or have we used that?
He
could do
doesn't
a
have,
bonus.
I don't think he has a bonus ability.
No, but he might
spiritual
have a
weapon.
bonus healing potion. In the bag. Yeah. I think you can go if you want. Use the bonus for one of those. We'll say he had 4 left for now. And
All right, is that 2d4 plus 2 or?
yeah, the standard
Yeah.
standard healing potion. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Okay. You're familiar, Big B. Almost.
He's gonna fly over to Briggs, give him advantage on his first attack next turn, and then fly somewhere over here.
Okay, no problem. And then round to Briggs. So this creature's wailing on Vessa, but yeah, you can make your way in.
I'm gonna run up to it. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
Spooky ghosts are gonna appear around me.
Oh, they're back. The spectral wolves. are
They're
back
they're
again.
always there. They're always inside. They're always with me.
They're always ready.
And then I'm gonna, for my first attack, it was with advantage, right?
That was with advantage, yeah.
So 22 absolutely hits.
Yeah. So 18, and then because I just got.
Hold on. As you hit into the creature, you feel like this boiling blood boiling off the thing, and it sort of splashes towards you, and you do take some flame damage from this thing as you strike. One second.
Okay. How much?
Hold on. You take 10 flame damage from fire damage. Sorry, from the creature as your first
Okay.
first attack sinks into it.
Okay. Second attack.
This is normal.
Just straight attack.
Okay, yeah. So you maybe after the flames subside, it's put you off the second attack, and you miss on the second one as you swing wide. And Big B, round to you.
I'm guessing at this point I'm feeling like the heat off its body even this close.
Yeah, there's definitely flame and steam coming off around this thing as it's melting the ice around it.
Okay. Might as well try it. I'm going to cast slow on this guy.
Ooh, okay.
So I pick an area, 40-foot cube, so I'm picking a 40-foot cube where it just hits him. And it has to make a wisdom saving throw against a DC of 16.
Okay. Oh, only just. Makes
Passes.
Just. Only just though. Rita, your turn. What are you gonna do? You've got this black sword, shadows all around it.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it at the thing, whatever it's called.
Okay. Yep.
That was great.
And it goes wide, almost hitting Briggs, but and lands in the snow nearby.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to put it back in my hand again and
Back.
make a tactical retreat.
Okay, no problem. Sigurd, round to your turn.
See you, Rita. I'll just I'll grab my crossbow. So I'll put away my swords and as bonus action take out a weapon.
No, it's you get to draw one weapon per turn. It's like your interaction.
It's a free action.
Oh, so putting away the swords just be okay. Okay, so
the crossbow is just the sword goes one way, the arrow goes the other one past away, just past Vesa, and they both stick in the ground harmlessly on each side. So yeah, not much luck on that one.
and as a bonus action, to do anything, disengage. Da-da.
Okay, no problem.
I can't hide anywhere.
No, fair enough.
Could try to hide behind that. Oh.
I think I'm wide. I'm wider than the tree. It'd be ridiculous. I just have to stand there like this on the side.
Kind of like dig yourself into the little snow hole.
Snow hole,
Hide.
a little
Hide.
cubby hole. I can't decide whether he would go for Briggs or Vesa. So
Oh well, it would attack Vesa. Vesa would be attacked at disadvantage because of Briggs's ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't know any of that, so I'm going to just roll a d4. 1 and a 2, it goes for Vesa. 3 and a 4, it goes for Briggs. So okay, so it's going for Briggs on that front, and it tries to bite down on you with a 12. I'm assuming.
Misses.
Misses on that front.
Misses.
So snaps to one side, but can't get
Hey,
any
that's
action
why I'm
on.
here for. I'm the target.
It snaps down on Briggs, but doesn't have any luck, and then it's round to Vesa's turn.
Okay, Vesa is just really fucking annoyed. Ugh, you bastard. Ugh. He's gonna cast a 3rd level Inflict Wounds.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see how this goes. That's a 16 to hit.
Okay, well, certainly does hit with a 16 on that front.
And he takes 26 damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Necrotic.
And it's necrotic.
Okay. 26.
Cord, be away with you.
Okay. Is that a touch spell?
I
or
believe
a-
it is a touch spell,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think I know what's coming.
Yeah, I just as he grasps hold of this creature, the flames literally creep up his arm as he gets attacked by this. So
I think he's going to use his reaction to. Can he choose to use his reaction after seeing how much damage it is?
that's a very good question. I don't know the rules.
Can
on
with
this
that
one,
tiny-
but it's
tiny
8.
dodge.
It's 8 fire damage. Sorry, not flame damage. 8 fire damage.
Okay, when I take damage, I can use my reaction. Okay, I'm going to say.
There you go.
Okay, so it's a D12 plus his con. He's got that set up anywhere. Oh God, Conrad, you have a terrible character sheet.
Needs to work on it.
Okay, 2 plus, so he reduces that by 4, so he only takes 4 damage,
Okay.
which is something.
It certainly makes a difference. Absolutely.
Okay.
Round to your familiar.
Once again, he's just gonna keep giving Briggs advantage, then fly away.
Okay, no problem. And again, back round to Briggs as the flames have died off.
Yeah. So 2 more great sword attacks.
Okay. Well, yeah. Yes and yes on that front.
Yeah.
So as the first one comes in, 9, 10, 11 off of that. And then you take the damage from the flame.
Yeah.
So you take a halved 5. And then with
Not
these...
half, right?
No, he doesn't resist fire damage.
Yeah.
you don't
No,
resist
it's
fire
only
damage.
the physical ones. So bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay. So after that attack, this thing looks like it's barely standing. But yeah, you do take the one more set damage for not for not a lot on that front. And
That's good.
it's barely holding itself together as this is all going on. And Big B, round to you.
Barely holding itself together, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Might be time for a kill still. Classic. I wasted a 3rd level slot on you. And it's going to do a 1st level magic missile for 14 damage. That's a good hit.
Literally, and then this thing drops in front of you guys, and all is left silent.
Okay, let's start harvesting this bad boy. I bet it has some cool shit.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be pretty good. Who's going to try and dissect this wee beastie?
What is
We're
it?
just
What is
going
it?
to do the Shadow Blade.
I was about to say, what is a
good idea.
dissection roll?
I usually think it's like survival because it's kind of like trying to skin or trying to harvest organs, that sort of thing.
That was. I mean, I want to look for the source of the heat inside this.
Yeah, absolutely. You can you can make a survival, see if you can find that on that one. Yeah, you do, but it becomes messy and it just literally is starting to boil in its own heat.
So I can't have
one.
a pulpy mess fire gland to go with my pulpy mess ice gland. Then.
Yeah, it is a pulpy mess of something fiery. Yeah,
I'll take that.
how are you going to hold it?
Oh, I don't know. I was joking.
If you have a minor problem, it burns.
Well, give it to Rita. She resists fire, right?
Yeah, it'll burn me slightly less.
Yeah, it's
I
still
don't know
gonna-
what I'll do with it. But...
Yes, it's as you're there, you're thinking, maybe
I
we'll
tell you
camp
what,
around
though.
it.
Skinning it would be a good idea, and try and make some armor for me.
Yeah, you can. Well, I mean, Briggs has made a pretty mess of the body, but you might be able to get something more out of it. Do you want to try a survival on it and see if you can harvest something off the body for scales?
I think I might be able to convince Vesa to skin it. Might persuade him to do it.
You can try a persuasion on him, I guess. And see how you do. What would you be saying to him to try and convince him?
In fact,
Who's
Vesa
your
did
friends,
that.
yeah.
And then Vesa, it would really help us, help the group if you skinned this thing, whatever it is. In fact, I'm pretty sure it would help us get down to Luscombe faster. So.
Okay, yeah, make your persuasion roll. I'll put an insight on him, see how he does. I don't think he's gonna be. Oh, he does well though.
Close.
He does do well.
That was close.
But yeah, he nods in your direction. He's like, yeah.
With assistance.
Oh,
Doesn't need it for the survivor rolls. He's got it all in hand. Conrad's
And he's got a bag of holding as well, so I assume he's just sort of slinging it in there.
Yeah, well practiced hand. He's done creatures like this before. He's not surprised by them.
He just kind of pulls the skeleton out and then drapes the skin over you.
we drink its blood and we all feel warm for the next 6 hours.
You can try make a no. You'd have to make the Constitution check.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is afternoon. You've lost any sight of any of the tracks that were around on the other front. So this is all you've been able to find on your route. You think you could try and push on if you wanted to try and get to Caer Dineval before very, very late. You know you would get there after dark, but
So you can
it's
say
up to you guys whether you will actually be.
I feel that's our best move.
Yeah, I need to get there and rest so I can get back all my spell slots. And I laugh.
Spell slots, what are those?
My magical power energy.
So yeah, you do start to push back on towards Caer Dineval. And a few more hours pass. It's getting into the early part of night before you actually can see the glowing of the town in the distance now. As the smoke rises over the lake, you can see now it's a clear night. The actual stars are there, and it's a beautiful night. But it looks like a very welcome sight ahead of you to see this on the road. So you try and find an inn for the evening, or try and find a simple place on that front.
A shady one, please.
Can I make an investigation check?
I was going to say, probably some sort of investigation, see how well you can do for finding a place in the.
Was somebody assisting me?
No.
Yes.
We were just following you blindly.
But
Bigby seems to know his way around.
Bigby takes the lead and really does seem to know where he's going. He takes you to an area of the city, and you do find one inn. I think it's called the Rusty Kobold. off in the off ahead of you. The sign is hanging a sort of slightly precarious angle as you walk up. But
James, would you say this is a kind of shady pub?
I would say it's a kind of shady pub. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
But yeah, you do make your way in, and yeah, it's definitely sawdust on the and straw on the ground, kind of a place on that front. And yeah, you see a kindly old dwarf woman behind the counter, and she seems surprised to see anyone at this time of night coming into the inn. But yeah, she welcomes you in, and looks at you a little bit suspiciously as the place is dead. It's like there's no one here at this time of the night, but she does have a few rooms available. She does say that much, and I can get you a few small drinks if need be. And she's tottering around behind the bar. But yeah, would you partake of any of the local drink that she's trying to offer? She's trying to offer you some sort of local fire water. You don't recognise.
Moonshine.
Yeah, we had that earlier, but bar wench, are you right?
Yeah, to this 70-year-old woman, like.
What is your? Well, you said she was a dwarf, so if she's 70, she's quite young.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's
young dwarf.
Young dwarf, but no,
are you of the dwarves of Ironmaster?
She says, no, I'm afraid they're much further to the south, but. You're more than welcome in my home. I'm from more local than that. I can't remember the name of the other dwarf place that's nearby.
Isn't Ironmaster the dwarf place you want to send us to?
Yes, yeah.
So just okay, we've met some of the dwarves from Ironmaster around the thing, whatever. Can we have rooms for the night, please?
And yes, I can do that for you. One gold apiece.
1 gold apiece? I think you mean like 1 gold for all of us.
Make a persuasion check on the old dwarf woman. See if you can
I'm
get
genuinely like flabbergasted by it. Like what?
Persuasion.
1 gold for a shabby shittle like this.
For a hammock.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with a 14, she's like, I may be able to bring it down, maybe 10 silver.
What? Isn't that the same thing?
for a room, yeah, with a 14, you're not like blowing a mind.
1 gold.
Oh yeah, sorry, I have not done the numbers right. 8 silver, sorry. I can do it for 8 silver. Yeah.
Okay, well, if that's your best offer, then fine.
Yep, and
I'll tell you what, right? I'll give you 1 gold for a couple of drinks as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She goes to the back of the room and opens some sort of big urn thing that seems to be in there, and literally just does like a scoop into the actual thing, and this sort of semi-clear liquid is placed in front of you, and she dodderingly lays them out in front of you all.
I mean, I'm sure like Sigurd is used to this, considering his upbringing, and he lives in the shit end of Neverwinter.
He probably has seen it all on that front, but yeah, you can.
Doesn't mean he's going to enjoy it or anything. It's just...
the fumes that's coming off this stuff is horrendous, even to start with. But yeah, it's what she's offered you for the money on that front.
Yeah. I'll take a swig then.
Okay, yeah. You can
I'll join.
Yeah, Briggs is joining.
Yeah. Briggs, here's 2 gold for the day.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, anyone that wants to drink this stuff, make a Constitution save in this case. Yes.
It doesn't matter to me. It's the same anyway.
But you get advantage on it, don't you, for being a dwarf?
Oh, of course, yes.
Roll again.
Okay.
Well, he's a half dwarf, right?
Yeah, he's half dwarf.
I'm
letting him have pretty good on the grog front.
I'm not as good as a dwarf with alcohol.
He's got the best of both worlds.
I got the worst of both worlds as well.
So yeah, each of you downs the drink. It burns in the throat, and yeah, it's a bit of a thing.
Drinking spirit.
But Yeah, Rita, it's stronger on you. You feel yourself going a little numb. The cheeks burn as this stuff goes down, and you feel this having more of an effect on you than possibly on the rest of them. Whether or not they notice is a thing. But yeah, you certainly taken aback by that drink.
And on the scale of 1 to 10, how strong is it?
I'm going to say
like an 11.
It's like a. It's not that it's the strongest drink in the world. It's just it's rough as old boots. So I think you're like a 7 on the strength scale.
So it's like never mind.
It's like Brown's Ale or something like that.
Yeah.
Special brew.
No, I
So
think it's a bit on the strong side. Yeah, probably some.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
side of things.
I'm gonna say Bigby notices Rita just retching, and as I just played Briggs, I just look down at my tea and I'm like, yeah. I hand her my tea from Briggs's what is it? A teapot you have?
I have a teapot, yeah.
Yeah, I just hand you a nice ceramic mug of tea.
Rita downs that, and I'm gonna assume that doesn't mix well.
No, that doesn't go. That doesn't go correct.
The milk and the tea curdles in your stomach. Yeah.
I'm gonna say to the dwarven woman, this tea is exquisite.
Yeah, it's you barely keep it together after that, but that's it's not a good mix right now on that front. So yeah, Rita's struggling with the. With the stuff as
you're off in a corner somewhere, try not to throw up.
The old woman behind the bar is desperately trying to give you a key for one of the rooms so you can get out of the main bar. It's like and go deal with yourself.
I want another drink, actually.
Briggs can continue, as long as you put in a bit of money overall. It's only it's a couple of silver ago kind of thing. She's not expecting much from drinks.
I'll put down the 2 golds Bigby gave me.
Oh, okay. She's looking gleefully at
and
that.
And I'm just gonna say whatever this buys me.
Okay, yeah. No,
it's, what?
I assume that's the bottle, right?
Like a fucking keg for a gold, surely.
It's she's pretty much. She says, yeah, I'm not sure, but I do have something. Yeah, this will be it. And she does bring out something that, compared to some of the other things and the ale things she gave you before, this larger bottle of something in a dark glass is brought forward, and she says this is probably worth your money, dearie, and offers it your way.
The wines.
Does it smell a bit like battery acid?
No, this smells fairly pleasant from what you can tell. Yeah, but so it's definitely some sort of a wine, a nicer looking wine. But yeah, she's definitely offering it up. Whether or not compared to Waterdeep or anywhere else, this would actually be considered a decent wine. But it's certainly a bottle off the shelf that she's offering you for the money.
I'll put some in my glass and I'll take a swig.
Okay. Yep. Passable wine. Not quite as nice as some of the things you would have seen in Waterdeep or anything like that. But
or Barovia.
Yeah, or Barovia. Yeah. For around here, maybe this passes as okay.
I talked to Rita again. I'm just like, the trick is to use prestidigitation to make your mouth not taste like vomit.
And she's like.
She's like,
yeah.
What? Do you not have that learned right now?
And then she stumbles over to Briggs and tries to take a swig of his wine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll
like Rita is like wrecked or something.
You definitely take another swig, and you don't even get noticed as you do that. But yeah, you manage to swipe some of this wine from out from under him without him noticing.
And that actually makes me feel better. Funnily enough.
That is actually the concoction that improves things for Rita. Yeah, and you do slightly better.
The alcohol ratio is higher than the cream ratio now, so
yeah. I'll take the key the lady was offering and go up to wherever the rooms are.
Yeah, so there's an upper floor, and the I suppose it is a room. There's basically a straw stuffed, maybe what would be classed as a mattress, but yeah, it's pretty dull on that front. But yeah, you do have your rooms for the evening, and you managed to get through the night, unless there's anything else you're going to be doing. So
I wanted to ask her, young lady.
oh, darling.
She's 70 years old.
Yeah, man. Would you happen to know anything about the Weevil?
Oh, okay.
That's why I wanted to go to a shady pub.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what he was actually thinking. Big B was thinking. Obviously, he just led you directly to the right spot. Yeah, she doesn't know that name. No, she's not entirely sure what you're getting at. Is a colleague of yours, a friend, an acquaintance from town? I thought I knew most people here.
You could say that. I'm just looking for him. He's a friend of the family.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I don't know anyone. By
We know anything about him, like what he looks like or anything like that?
No, you just know a name.
And then those two hunters asked me to look for it.
Yes. There would have been, they were offering a higher wage on it on that front, but at the moment, you haven't got much info apart from that the trail for this guy starts to go cold at Neverwinter, so going towards Neverwinter will actually aid you in finding more info on this guy. In theory, is what they're actually suggesting.
I thought I just might as well just ask around as we're around.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you can make an investigation check, see how you do in the early part of the evening. Or is it going to be the morning?
Yeah, I wouldn't I'm not even gonna I'm investigating the people in the pub, and as there's none, that is my natural one.
You ask Bigby if he knows who the Weevil is.
Yeah.
It's like,
you were there.
Oh yeah, 20 years ago. He took me on a mission.
That guy. Sigurd doesn't have any luck that evening, but I'm assuming maybe a few more of the drinks are had for the evening, and you partake of a rest before waking up the next day.